Welcome to the INSEAD Emerging Markets Podcast, GCC edition. I'm your host, Nick Lal, as always, and I am here today with Mohamed Al Zaabi. Very thrilled to have Mr. Al Zaabi on the podcast, not only because he is one of the most exciting guests that I've had on the podcast, but also because I'm actually here live with him at the Miral headquarters, and it's just amazing to see his creation firsthand in front of my eyes. And so if you're not familiar with the Miral Group, they have developed Yas Island and Saadiyat Island here in Abu Dhabi. The developments on the island include SeaWorld Abu Dhabi, Waterworld Abu Dhabi, Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi, the Yas Island Marina, which is a fully serviced super yacht marina with food and entertainment options as well. And they also have the Etihad Arena, which is the largest entertainment venue in the UAE. And all this has been built basically in the last decade since Mr. Al Zaabi took over the Miral Group. And so it's very rare that something like this happens in the world, building an island from scratch basically to 34 million visitors last year. And it's even rare to get to be in the presence of the person who created that. So really excited to learn more about the details of how this was all done. Also, I'm sure that you have a lot of exciting plans for the future. But before we get into all that, I thought that it might be interesting just to go back to 2015 when you took over as CEO of Miral. Where were you in your life at that time? Where was Abu Dhabi? How did you have the vision in your mind to create all of this? And how did you know that it was achievable? Would love just to learn more about what your plans for Miral were and how you knew that you could execute them.
Thank you, Nick. It's a pleasure to have you today, and thank you for reaching out to us. And welcome again to Miral. Don't make it too formal. You can call me Zaab, you can call me Mohammed. There's no need to make it too formal, and privileged to be here, part of this industry. And I think that always timing works sometime in your behalf or on your side. We're very lucky to be in this industry. Abu Dhabi has been evolving over the last, I would say, 20 years. And since I joined Miral, we have enjoyed a very positive trend of improvement in tourism sector specifically. And in Yas Island here, we have been growing year on year. And I'm very, very proud of what my team and I have achieved here on Yas Island.
Amazing. In that experience, I was wondering if you could talk about any of the challenges that you faced. Was there any moment where you questioned whether this was possible or you had a really difficult challenge to overcome? And how did you do that? I'm always interested in learning how leaders make it through tough times.
Let me first reflect maybe for the audience to better understand Yas Island story. So Yas Island was literally black canvas in 27, 28, and only Formula One was the first event we had in 29. And then we opened Ferrari, Yas Waterworld, Warner Brothers, and recently we opened SeaWorld. Along with that, 10 hotels on the island, one of the best golf courses in the regions, ranked number 46 in the world. And of course, Yas Mall, that is under Dar development, which is the largest mall in Abu Dhabi. Welcoming 34 million visits last year was a great achievement that we are very proud of. That could not have been achieved without a clear strategy that we put in 2015 to promote Yas Island as an international destination for entertainment and leisure. And to create that, you need to make sure you create enough experiences for all segments and all family members. And that was one of the challenges, how you can make sure that your attractions are good enough for kids, adults, senior, and also different segments from different source market. We attract visitors from India, from China, from Europe, from GCC, from Russia, as well as other countries around the world. So it's not easy to achieve that, but I think by understanding what's coming in the future and listening to your customer more closely, understand their feedback, their comments, and how you can move fast and adopt your attractions or facilities to suit what's the market requirement and the customer requirements. I think that's the secret for success. We're very flexible, we're very agile, and we try to move very fast. We are trying to keep our ears very close to our guests and customers' feedback. We try to listen to their comments on social media. We try to get their feedback through different surveys. And we do a lot of study every single year to better understand our customer needs, behavior, and what they're looking for. But more interestingly is the evolvement of the customer behavior over years. They became more demanding, I would say. They're expecting better control compared to 20 years back. Now the customer wants to control what he wants, at what time, and what kind of experience he wants. You can't impose experience to customers anymore. Early 20s, you could, but now with online, with different experiences, with the knowledge that guests have already today, you cannot impose experiences. You have to allow them and give them the option to customize and tailor the experience as they wish, as they want, and when they want it. And we have been trying to utilize digital and technology to achieve that as much as we can. I don't think we are there. That is a race that you will never cross the finish line. You will always try to evolve and develop your technologies and systems to make sure you are up to the customers and guest expectations.
Sure. It's really interesting to hear that this is an emerging market podcast, and we go around the world talking about emerging markets and the fact that you are a world-class destination, but you've actually focused on getting consumers from emerging market countries like India, China, local GCC consumers as well. I think that's really interesting, and would love to learn a little bit more about how you market to those customers from all those different places and what stories you tell to make them attracted to Yas Island. But was also interested in that last point that you made, that it's really consumer driven. It's the customers that are making the decisions. I was wondering how that plays a role in your plans, and also maybe if you could give examples of the ways your developments are really customer driven and different tools that you've implemented to make it that way.
We want to listen to our customers, listen to their needs, and fulfill that need. That's our philosophy. Don't try to do things that you want, do things that customer wants. And that's what the biggest challenge with business owners and entrepreneurs, when they try to impose what they believe is the right thing. That sometimes could work, but I believe it's much better to listen to the customer feedback and adopt what they want. So I remember in 2016, I was in China meeting partners there, and the ask was very simple. Why I cannot buy package directly from you? I looked at my friends and my colleagues. That's a very simple question. Why they have to go through different channels, different partners to buy package? Give them all the options. They could go to a travel agency. They could go to their own preferred partners, but give them also to buy tickets online. So immediately I asked my team to build a system that open internationally online, where they can buy tickets either for consumer or business partners, and they have option to even customize and tailor the experiences. For example, they can buy a theme park ticket plus room plus other experiences. They can combine that with other attractions in Abu Dhabi, like Lou, for example, Qasr Watan, and that gives them freedom to package based on their needs. The second thing is that we built also after that trip, we decided to build a new company dedicated just for marketing and sales. We were a bit scattered. We had too many different departments in the group. The forces were not aligned in one direction. So guys, let's create a new company. We called it Miral Destination. I'll come back to you. It's an interesting story about Miral Destination. The focus of that company is just to promote the island and make it easy for our partner to get whatever they need, from logistics point of view, from availability of product, services, and make it available at their fingertips. And we have achieved that, and very proud to see the growth of transactions through Miral Destination. And we sold more than 150,000 room nights last year only through that channel online and using under umbrella of Miral Destination. But when we started Miral Destination, I'll go back to the story. It's very, very interesting. We start the company called Yas Hub, I remember. And the focus was, we are just Yas and we're selling Yas experiences. But as we go, we learn from customers that that's not what they want. They actually want more than Yas Island. They want to buy Yas plus other destinations, i.e. Sariyat, Abu Dhabi. And they wanted a company that make it easier for them to have products available at the right time. So we enlarged the vision and scope of Miral, Yas Hub at that time. We even changed the name of the company to Miral Destination to focus on Yas as a destination and Saadiyat as key destinations, but also serve other attractions in Abu Dhabi where you can combine different experiences. And I'll go back to our philosophy of listening to customers, change our business fast enough to respond to our customers. And that's the secret of our success here on Yas Island and Miral.
I've been telling my friends since I've been here, it just feels like you're living in the future. And it's not just that there's so many exciting new technologies. It's also the processes of the way things are done, they just make sense and they have the customer in mind. And it's really amazing how you've been able to foster that culture of innovation, not just in technology, but how the customer is served. And be curious, that last point that you made about you're expanding beyond Yas Island into Abu Dhabi and Saudi Island, I was wondering if you could talk about some of the other plans that you have for the future, the next 5 years. Where do you see Miral Group going?
In a single year, we study 25 to 30 ideas. And so we're very busy on exploring many ideas and many concepts, many developments. And that could be improving customer experience. That could be new attractions. That could be improving rides or adding one ride or adding a theme park. This year, we are very busy with, of course, our next flagship is Harry Potter expansion at Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi. And that should be a very large expansion attached to Warner Brothers. That should be fully indoor as well. And we're at final stage of finalizing the design. And the second project, which will open in a few weeks, is Team Lab Phenomena. That is in collaboration with the Department of Culture and Tourism. It's the first project for Team Lab where we designed the building to fit their needs. It's amazing. Now the building is amazing, but also experience inside using Team Lab technology is extraordinary, I would say. And that's the next project. And then the third one I would mention is the expansion of Yas Water World. We're adding 18 more rides and attractions on Yas Water World. That will expand the capacity of that park by 20%, and based on the trend we see on the station of last year, with start to increase, and this will open this summer, inshallah. We're also adding a beach at Yas Bay, and that should be ready this year as well. We are expanding other theme parks, adding more rides, and one of the things we noticed that there is high demand of themed hotels. So now that's one of the ideas we're exploring now, how we can add more hotels on the island after the success of Warner Brothers Hotel. Warner Brothers Hotel, as you know, is the first Warner Brothers Hotel in the world, having Warner Brothers brand. And that opened 3 years back. We're very happy with the occupancy of that hotel. I'll give you an example, which is summertime. It was 83% during July and August, but August itself only was 92% occupancy a month, with a very decent daily rate. We're very happy with the performance of that hotel, so we thought it might be good to add more hotels on the island to again fulfill our guest requirements and needs.
Absolutely. And it seems that you've made partnerships with some of the biggest global brands, whether that's Warner Brothers or Ferrari or SeaWorld. I was wondering if you talk a little bit about the process of forming these partnerships, especially back in 2015, before all this was built. How did you sell these global brands on the potential of Yas Island? How did you form the partnership? And what does it take to form a good partnership with a global brand like Warner Brothers or SeaWorld?
I believe in one thing. I believe in small steps, but I believe also in speed. So if you move fast with small steps, I think you can crack and overcome many challenges. And that's what we have done. We started with Ferrari. That wasn't easy to convince one of the most prestigious brand to build a theme park. It was a long discussion between us and Ferrari. We convinced them eventually to open Ferrari World here. And that was a very successful idea. And now they opened Ferrari Land in Spain. Then we built a relation with Warner Brothers. And that what made us known for good relation with IP, protecting IP here in the region, how the quality of the project that we deliver, how we maintain their brand guidelines, their brand expectation. And in many cases, we actually exceeded the expectation. I'm very proud of SeaWorld Abu Dhabi, which we call it SeaWorld 2.0, where we have elevated so many experiences here and make it indoor, a very themed and immersive experience in Abu Dhabi. Our partner, SeaWorld US, very satisfied, very happy of what you have done here. And there are so many technologies that they will take back to US to implement in their theme park. And we're here to also expand the relation with SeaWorld to even build more attractions and explore other ideas. And by building better relation or good relation with those IPs, this will just help us to open other doors with other IPs. Example, Team Lab. It was much easier to convince them to come to Abu Dhabi. They have seen it. They have seen the quality of what we can deliver here in Abu Dhabi. And at this stage now, people reach out to us. Guys, would love to work with you. And that is what we built over a decade. But that is the small step that we take every time. But again, move fast.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely was very fast over the last decade and felt a lot. You mentioned that because of the quality of what you've done, people are reaching out to you now. And one thing that I didn't mention is that your developments are also net zero. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how you ensure that quality, how you also plan developments while making sure that they are also net zero, because that's an additional step that I'm sure makes it even harder, but it's also really impressive that you have that in mind.
Miral has been always a key player in Abu Dhabi, supporting Abu Dhabi to achieve, first of all, the diversification of the economy, but also sustainability vision. And Abu Dhabi government, UAE government, have very clear strategy, very clear targets to achieve net zero by 2050. And Miral will be always a key player on achieving that target. Very proud of what my team has achieved so far. Warner Brothers, for example, 45% of the energy comes from solar energy today. And Warner Brothers, we installed solar panels on the roof in collaboration with Masdar. We also did the same with SeaWorld. I think 27 of energy comes from solar energy. We removed all plastic from our project. Sustainability is key pillar. And we know that our customer, even as per statistics now, 9 out of 10 customers prefer to stay in eco-friendly hotels. So it's not only a government target now, even customer would prefer to stay with eco-friendly attraction and hotels. So we have to move fast. We have to adopt with what's happening in the market. And that's what we have been doing. There are so many initiatives we are working with my team to achieve in that pillar. And sustainability will be always a key pillar in our strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we're seeing all over the world that there is the market demand for it. So it's not just being pushed by governments. It's what customers want, and the companies that are smart are going that way. Maybe one final question. You're clearly an amazing leader. You've achieved a lot, leading a very large organization. I was wondering if you have thoughts on the legacy that you'd like to leave.
I don't think it's about buildings. I don't think it's about attractions. I think it's about people. If there's a legacy that I want to leave behind me, I want to leave behind me people who are successful, who I help them in a way or another to evolve, to grow, and to develop in Miral. And that is my passion. I'd love to see my team achieving more, and I love to support them to unleash their talents and to see them evolving, growing, and to see them playing bigger role in Miral or even outside Miral. That's the legacy I'd like to leave behind.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's really great to meet you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the INSEAD Emerging Markets Podcast. To stay up to date on events we may be hosting, emerging market news, and to build your personal network, please feel free to join the INSEAD Alumni Emerging Markets Interest Group on LinkedIn.